Hey, how about you, everybody? Welcome into the Auburn Live Recruiting Show. I'm your host, Jeffrey Lee, Senior Recruiting Editor for Auburn Live on 3. Dadgummit. Today is Wednesday, April the 2nd for you. It is Tuesday evening, April the 1st for us, but we will be not be doing any fooling tonight because we're serious. We've got some serious stuff coming up. We're going to talk about Big Cat Weekend. It's on the horizon. It is here. It will be held Saturday, which is May, June, July, about 3 months early than in years past. But we're going to take a little preview of that. We're going to answer some questions from the corner. We're going to dish out some how about yous. And dadgummit, if I don't have near a dozen, big dog.
Woo!
Here to do it with me, as always, when he's here, he goes, woo. His name is Mr. Allen Head. How about you, big dog?
How about you, buddy? You know, if I'd have used that woo and then what we were talking about on the call-in show, panties, directly thereafter.
Panties.
Yes.
Let's see. We're gonna run down Big Cat list. Before we get to that, I want to say if you're in Auburn, Opelika, Lee County, you're looking for some real estate moves, maybe some buys, some purchases, some investments, look no further for the help you need. Miss Jessica Andrews with the Talents Group. Give her a call, 334-704-4442. A lot of fours in that number, but don't be mistaken. She's a freaking 5-star realtor. If you don't ask us, we won't tell you. And if you do ask us, we will tell you. Give her a call, man. She's fantastic. She works overtime. I see it every day, 7 days a week, all hours of the day and night. Give her a call, 334-704-4442. Tell her we sent you. All right, Allen Head, let's take a peek over the fence at what's coming. You know, everybody, listen, not a lot of interest right now in football recruiting, understandably so. Okay. Auburn Tigers playing in the Final Four Friday?
Saturday.
Didn't I say Saturday on the call-in show and y'all were like, no, it's Friday? Or was that the week before when I had it Saturday and it was Friday?
That was the week before.
Man. Well, I didn't say that. Let me just put it on record as saying that I did not say that. I said, so today is, this weekend is Saturday at 5 o'clock, I believe.
Saturday at 5, and then the winner will play at 1, tip-off time 7:50.
Oh, on Monday.
Yes, on Monday.
Okay. So by the time we do this show next week, we will know whether or not Auburn University is your basketball national champions.
Yeah.
But Allen Head and Justin have been doing a fantastic job on the basketball coverage. If you haven't noticed it already, check out the YouTube page. A lot of good videos, analysis, insight into what's going on with the Auburn Tigers. This show, however, we're going to concentrate primarily on football. We might get some questions on basketball recruiting, but right now, Auburn is really in basketball recruiting. The portal's going crazy, but Auburn, it's one of 4 teams that's still playing. So they're really behind the 8 ball, which is a great problem to have. I know that they're doing a lot of Zoom calls this week. I don't think is what I was told Monday night was there's not any visits expected to happen this week. That they're doing a lot of Zooms, and then they're going to get full tilt into it next week after they bring home that title. Okay. Hey, real quick, we're going to take over and check out our Big Cat list. Now, guys, let me tell you, this is the list that we've been putting together for weeks. If a guy says he's coming to Big Cat, we add him to the list. If he said he's not going to be able to make it, or if he plans another visit, we've taken him off. These are who we have right now. And I will say that the St. Francis kid, we're starting right here with Zion Ely, On3's #1 overall player in the country. He is committed to Maryland. He had shut his recruitment down, which didn't mean nothing to me. I never took his visit off. He's got an official visit scheduled to Auburn for June 13th. And that visit has been on, and he confirmed that Tuesday that he will be taking that official visit. However, I do not expect him to be at Big Cat. I expect the St. Francis kids minus Zion Ely to be at Big Cat. Let's see, that's May 16th. What am I looking at? Oh, May 5th. May 5th. April 5th. So Zion Ely, I do not expect him there. Cedarian Morgan, I expect him there. #1 wide receiver in the state, and I think #2 player overall behind Anthony Tank Jones, who I do not expect to be there. Xavier Crowell will be there. Aiden Harris and his brother Andrew, the twins, had previously planned to be at Big Cat. They have moved that visit back a week, so they will be in Auburn April the 12th for A-Day. And I do the air quotes for A-Day because it's a glorified practice. Really, it's not even a scrimmage anymore. It's an open practice.
Flag football, more or less. I
Right.
think they're gonna have actually a flag football
Really?
game, but it's like Auburn veterans versus, you know what I mean? Like
Oh, the
Jake,
alum?
yeah, the alum are gonna do like a flag football game to open it up, and then they're gonna have like a 1 hour practice. Um,
Okay.
and maybe
I
they'll
just
do
wish
like a.
they'd do away with it. Just
I'm
stop
with you,
wasting my
man.
time.
No, I hear you. It's pointless at this. I mean, they might as well put Danny Chestnut on the 50-yard line and have a hot dog eating contest at this point versus Jeremiah Wright. That's
Hey,
about the same level of entertainment.
let that media get in on them games, big dog. You know what I'm saying? That's I really do wish they would, but man, I pulled a hamstring turkey hunting while I was walking. I pulled a hamstring walking. I'm not kidding you. So,
Yeah,
anyways,
we can put you out there with J Cam air assault. See if you can still get one
yeah,
snag one in the end zone.
I'm a pocket passer, big dog. I'm a pro style,
I
you
hear
know.
you.
But Aiden and Andrew Harris, the twins from North Carolina, one's an edge. Andrew and Aiden is more of a, I think it's a 3 tech. Is that right,
Yes.
Alan?
Yeah.
They're going to be, or they're expected to be here for April the 12th now. For the day. As I said earlier, Jira Edwards, the St. Francis kids, Wayne Henry, they're expected to be at Auburn's Big Cat minus Zion Ely. All of those guys will be back
Will
for official
Skills
visits this
Baker be
summer.
with them?
Oh, Big Pat. Oh, you know what? I will check on that.
Because I
Is
know
it
at one time he had discussed it, but I can't remember if they ever locked him in for that or
Big
not.
Skills, man? I like those skills.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see if I can find that out before we even get off.
Oh.
Before we even get off the show, we'll come back to Big Skills. I love Big Skills. Let's see, Landon Duckworth. We expect him to be there. Ole Miss is trending heavily for him. Jacquez Wilkes will be there. Expected to be there. Hezekiah Harris expected to be there. Devin Carter expected to be there. Rodney Cleveland told me he will be there. Marquez Daniel told me he will be there. Jordan Thomas told me he will be there. Xavier Tiller will be there. Adam Bolabaluganji, Ali,
I'm just glad you said it and not me.
Balagoon Ali, whatever. Mr. Adam, no disrespect. I think he disclosed publicly, put it out there that he was going to be in Auburn on April the 5th, maybe a couple of weeks ago. That's why he's on this list. So as far as I know, he's going to be there. Daenerys Gray is coming up. Derek Cooper, his teammate, I believe is coming as well. I'll check on that. Andrew Harris, as I said earlier, he's coming the 12th. Gavin Meyer is supposed to be there. Dooley Pritchett is supposed to be there. Wayne Henry is supposed to be there. Dalton Toothman told me he will be there. And Wilson Zaire told me he will be there. And I think on the 11th, the day before Big Cat, keep an eye on these two cats right here. Caden Prothrow, J.C. Anderson, two of the top tight ends in the freaking country. There's Prothrow's number 3, J.C. Anderson's number 8. Both of those guys will be in on Friday. So a big weekend coming up. There's also I'm going to add this to the list here. On Thursday, Big Time 27 Edge is coming for a visit. Antoine Higgins from Ohio. That's going to be a visit on Thursday. So a lot going on this weekend. This week. This week, Jace Matthews was here on Tuesday.
Yes.
Gunnar Rivers was here on Tuesday. They had a really good group quietly on Saturday. A lot of good names. Shadarius Tootle, Jay Lamar. I can't remember all of the guys. Oh, I've got it right here, dummy. Jay Lamar, Shadarius Tootle, Marquez Daniel, Preston Ashley, number 1 for Auburn. Anthony Davis was a big one. Deron Parks was a big one. Travis Burgess, Dooley Pritchett, Kakua Amua, and Moosey Sek. All those. I mean, that was kind of that's what I told. That's what I told some guys. Like, man, that's quality 10 people for a Saturday.
And guys that Auburn all legitimately has a shot with.
Yeah,
I mean,
they're Big Cat type.
They are Big Cat type and guys that are valued by the staff. And again, I think the probability on it, the large majority of these, and obviously Toodle's committed, right?
Right.
But Jay Lamar, maybe the percentage is changing there. I mean, he said that Clemson's number 1, Auburn's squarely in the mix. Georgia's kind of moved towards the bottom of the stack for him. And maybe they're prioritizing other backs. I'm not exactly sure on that situation. But Marcos Daniel, great shot. You wrote it. Preston Ashley put Auburn number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Anthony Davis has always had Auburn high. Deron Parks, that was a big visit because he's a blue chip offensive lineman, probably a swing guy. And Jeffrey, you saw him up close and personal. Looks the part, right, on the hoof.
And his hands just swallowed mine.
Did they?
Huge.
And that's what you want to see, those big old mitts, right? But
Mhm.
probably a swing guy that could play interior or right tackle for
Absolutely.
you. Burgess, you obviously, I think you feel good on that one. Dooley Pritchett, definitely feel good on that one. So a lot of quality prospects there and guys that could end up in Auburn's class. And then you move into another weekend just directly thereafter in Big Cat. And what you have right now is what I would call probably the table setting, because Auburn always does a really good job right up until the very end. And I think you're the best at this, Jeffrey. But you'll find other names of kids that are going to be coming in this weekend. I don't think this list is set by any means at this
No.
point. But I would, if I were the Auburn subscribers, if you're a subscriber to Auburn Live on 3, look for that Friday update, Saturday morning update, because that's generally when it's going to come in. Jeffrey's going to have that fresh intel for you. But this list is not set.
No.
This is a nice table setting, though, for sure.
Absolutely. I'm telling you, it's quietly becoming like the names that I'm seeing and adding. I mean, there's some big dogs coming, and I think Auburn they need some momentum. I don't think they've had a commitment since Devin Carter on January the 6th. So that's February, March, April. So 3 months they will have gone without a commitment when Big Cat comes. And I think we're going to get some questions about the over under, maybe possible commitment watch.
Yeah.
In our questions from the corner. So we'll go ahead and get to the questions from the corner and see what these guys want us to talk about. Decone 24, predict where these targets will land. All three of these guys have visited Auburn or will visit Auburn. C.D. Morgan will be here Saturday. Jace Matthews was here Tuesday. And Marquez Daniels was here Saturday and will be back for Big Cat. Alan, take your picks here. I tell you what, Auburn or the field?
Okay. Let's go with the field on C.D. Morgan. I'm going to go with the field on Jace Matthews, but I'm close, man.
Mm-hmm. I hear you.
That's one that I think Auburn may end up getting in the end, and then Marquez Daniel, I'm going to go Auburn. I think they get him, even though Florida's made a big push with him. I think Auburn can withstand that, so long as they continue to get him back on campus, and that NIL is all the same, contingent on who's making the offer. Is it all ballpark?
Completely agree on all three. Right as it stands right now, I take the field. I take Auburn. Jace Matthews, I learned Tuesday after his visit, he's cousins with Dante Moncrief, who was recruited by and played for Hugh Freeze at Ole Miss. So there's connections there with Jace Matthews, and Marcus Davis has prioritized him. Those three guys right there, Decone, are your tier one wide receivers right now.
Yeah.
That's not committed. Denarius Gray, Devin Carter. If you can get as many of these three right here to go along with those two I just mentioned, you call it a freaking day.
For sure.
BBP, gun to Allen head. Hey, I like that big go. Good question here, Alan. I'm curious to know your answer on this as well. How many basketball players does Auburn sign from the portal this upcoming offseason? The portal is now open. Going to see a lot of moves in the next week or two for Auburn. Well, how many players do you see Auburn adding to the roster?
5 to 6. That's
Okay.
kind of my estimation right now. You've got 4 commitments. Well, I guess 3 signees, right, that you all signed out of high school. You've got the junior college commitment right now.
All right.
Chad Baker-Mazara has an opportunity to come back to Auburn. I don't think that's set in stone just yet. And on that one, I think it's going to be either him or Howard will return. I don't think both come back. So now you're up to 5. By all means, I think everybody believes Tahai Pettifer's coming back, even though he's going to put his name into, onto the NBA draft just to kind of get a feel for where he is in the process. But now you're at 6. Bruce only typically carries 12 on scholarship. And so what happens with A.D. Scott? Does he have an opportunity to come back? I'm not sure for him from a JUCO ruling standpoint.
Adarian Scott?
Adarian Scott, yeah. I think
I haven't heard that name since I broke his commitment.
Pretty much, man. But I think he's got an opportunity to return. We'll see on that one, but that's where it fluctuates 5 to 6.
Okay.
And this is where it gets interesting for me, Jeffrey. I think Auburn is going to have more than enough support to get 3 starters, which is kind of what you're looking for out of the portal.
Financially.
Financially speaking, they're going to need to get a center, they're going to need to get a 4-man, and they're going to need to get a guard/wing.
Okay.
You have to line it up at those positions.
So you're looking at a 2, 3, a 4, and a 5?
You got it. That's what I'm looking. Maybe a combo, maybe a 1-2.
Okay.
But it's going to be a guard of that variety. So you're looking at 3 starters that you need to bring in, and then you need to get some role players. And to me, where it becomes difficult in the portal is because prices are elevated. And I know you've been hearing the same thing I have. It's expensive. It's real expensive. And so you're going to have to be able to hit on some gems for those bench and those role players that you're going to need, which are pivotal, right, to your
Sure.
overall success. So Stephen Pearl, Ira Bowman, Corey, they're all going to have to be in their evaluation bag big time. Bruce as well on some of these role players they need to bring in because 6 is a pretty large number, especially with the prices that are out there right now for portal prospects because everybody's looking to get paid. Everybody's got an agent. It's just the way the world works right now. And a lot of it is people applying pressure, trying to get deals in place before April 7th, which is when I think RevShare comes online and some of this, fair market evaluation that they're going to be utilizing. I can't remember what the name of the service is that they're going to be using, the mediation service to determine whether or not it's a fair market deal.
Oh,
If it comes outside of RevShare. But that's
interesting.
supposed to come online post April 7th. So it sounds like there's a big rush to get some of these deals set and done.
Kind of a Kelly Blue Book?
More or less, right? You know what I mean? It's kind of Kelly Blue Book and say, okay, is this a fair NIL deal or not? Now, if it's rev share, they don't care how much you get, right? Because that's coming from the university. But if it's going to be coming from a booster or an alumni or a collective, it needs to be a fair market. Now, Deloitte, that's the name of the system they're going to be using. I don't know how they're going to apply that. I honestly don't. I feel like somebody's going to file a lawsuit almost immediately. And we'll see because it feels like recruiting rules right now are made one court injunction at a time. That's just kind of how recruiting departments are on both sides of the house. But we'll see. It's going to be interesting, but that's kind of my thoughts on it and what I've picked up. I don't have a lot of names, but from a position standpoint, I think 5 to 6. You're looking for 3 starters, some role players, and again, prices are high, guys. So just bear with it because I think the staff is going to be patient here with how they pursue certain things.
Let's see what Adam P1, Adam P1. Which current commit has the most NFL upside? You're looking at only 6 commits right now. Hezekiah Harris, Devin Carter, Shadarius Tootle, Jermichael Garrett, Denarius Gray. Alan, do you have somebody there that jumps out and screams NFL upside to you?
I think it's Hezekiah Harris to me. He's the one with the most upside. I think he may also have the lowest floor, which is kind of a problem, right? You really need to see him take that next step with consistency, specifically in his pass rush. He's a smaller school kid, but he's got all kinds of freak athleticism, good balance and body control, good length. And I think that's an underrated skill set when you start talking about pass rushers. But having guys that have those arms that can extend and be able to push big offensive tackles off of them and then create separation, that's a huge deal. But he's probably the one for me. And I see you pulling Devin Carter.
Yeah. I'll throw his name out there too. I love Devin Carter. I think he's dynamic.
Elite speed, man.
Elite speed. I think he's a guy who could find himself being an NFL type wide receiver in the slot, although he could probably move outside and burn you on the outside as well. I like Devin Carter. I like what I hear about him mostly. I love Hezekiah's size. He's NFL body at 16 years old, so there's no telling what he's going to look like when he's 21. But Devin Carter, I like him, and I'll throw him in there as well. I think those 2 guys are probably the highest ceilings, maybe, of what we have. Denarius Gray, don't put it past him either, man. He's good. But I think those 2 guys, and they're the highest ranked guys. Shadarius Tootle, he's like Hezekiah Allen, is that he plays for that small school, so you don't really. But man, he looks the part, and a lot of people want him.
They do, and he is an athletic inside linebacker.
Yes.
He's probably a Mike at the next level, in my opinion, but a very athletic Mike. He's not that and please, guys, don't take this the wrong way because you're going to take it as slander against me going against an Auburn guy, but a KJ Britt didn't have this kind of athleticism. Now, where KJ made up for it is you didn't want to be that center or guard coming down there trying to block him, okay? But Tootle is very athletic and gets sideline to sideline, but he got good size as well.
Like him a lot. Barner Becca, 98, not to be confused with Barner Becca, 99. Realistically, how far away, or how close is Auburn to signing a top 3 recruiting class? So tough to do. Well, let me ask you this, Alan. Let me put it into your better terms. What is it going to take for Auburn to sign a top 3 recruiting class? Are we talking about a perennial playoff contender? Are we still – like, what's it going to take for Auburn to be – because I don't think they're in a spot right now that they have the opportunity to sign a top 3 class.
I agree with that wholeheartedly. I think it starts with production this year. If
Mhm.
Auburn can get in that 8-win, 9-win range, you are going to carry so much momentum. And what people don't always realize, Jeffrey, and you deal with this every day, and I've become desensitized to it, but how sped up the calendar is. And if you don't have that positive momentum rolling into the next season, it puts you behind the 8 ball in a degree, in a way that it's just really difficult to get over, especially if people are locking in early NIL deals and getting these kids committed. So it's tough, man. But it would take them having a good season this year, I think, to set them up for the next year. And then don't put anything past Hugh Freeze. This staff
Right.
recruits as well as anyone. If they've got positive trajectory to sell and people that are negatively recruiting them right now, and that's happening 100%, if they can put them at arm's length and say, hey, guys, we're on the rise here, I think that's all he needs realistically. And then obviously you need a season not to fall apart. You need to be able to capitalize. Like once you get them committed, don't give them a reason to get uncommitted.
I think if you look at the top 5 recruiting class, top 5 schools for this past year, it was Texas, Georgia, Alabama, Oregon, Ohio State. All, I think, really except for Alabama, I think all had at least 10 wins. I think
Yes,
Alabama had 9 wins, if I'm not mistaken.
sure.
And of course, Michigan was at number 6. So on the field is a big key to that. So Becca, then you go. Well, so I would say 2 years. I would say you get 8 wins this year, and then you use that to go into a 10-win, 11-win season that next year, and then you're competing every year for not only the playoff, the national championship, but you're also competing for that a top 3 class.
Yes.
Austin Faison. Over under 2.5 linebackers in the 2026 class. You got Tootle.
Mm-hmm. You've got
You
Garrett.
got Garrett. You're looking at Jacquez Wilkes. You're
Yes.
looking at Anthony Davis.
Yes.
2.5.
The Campbell kid out of Miami.
Oh gosh.
He was.
By the way, I was calling Walter Clayton Michael Clayton the other day. Did y'all catch that?
I did, but I wasn't going to say anything.
I appreciate the big dogs. I got off the show Sunday night, and I was like, was I calling him Michael Clayton? Was Michael Clayton the LSU wide receiver?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. One of Saban's first big time recruits.
Oh, okay. So 2.5 linebackers. We're counting middle and weak side. Mike
Yeah.
and Will. You've got Tootle. You've got Garrett. I think they'll add 2 more. And even if they were to lose one of those 2 that they have now, I still think you're looking at 3 at least.
I agree.
So I'm going to take the over, Austin.
I would agree with that wholeheartedly. And I think 3 is probably the number, but it could go as high as 4. I wouldn't put that beyond DJ trying to restock that room because he doesn't seem very interested in portal linebackers at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And he's the ones he has taken, they've been young guys, right? Guys that he knows that he recruited that fit his scheme.
Hendo 74. What's the over under for commitments coming out of Big Cat? We talked about this earlier. Auburn is due. Auburn is due. And when you have a weekend like they did in January, on January 25th, they had studs for their big junior day, no commitments. They've had a big group last week, no commitments. You're going to have to, if you're Auburn, you're pushing to have some results from this Big Cat. So I'm expecting, I'm going to put the over under 2.5. And I'm saying 2.5. Within the first week, I'm going to say by eight, I'd say by April the 13th, day after A Day,
Mm-hmm.
2.5. Man, here's the problem with that, Hendo. You got to get somebody. Okay.
You do. You got to have some buzz coming out of this, right? And to me, the one that makes the most sense, because I don't see a whole lot of other visits lined up beyond Auburn, is Xavier Tiller. Now, they have held out for whatever reason. It hasn't happened yet. I think my expectation was that it was going to, after he decommitted from A&M, it might happen relatively quickly. That hasn't taken place, but he's the one logically that makes sense to me, just given who else is really involved with him. And
Right.
I don't really know who the other team is beyond Auburn.
Well, yeah, who's the competition here? So, and that's what. So my problem with that, Hendo, is what I was saying is all these kids, they're playing it great because one of the it's status quo for us to ask these kids your timeline for a commitment. Anytime we talk to these kids, when are you going to? And most, if not all, have. I mean, the earliest I've seen, I think there's Brody McWhorter is committing in May, but mostly all of them are by the end of the summer, the start of the senior season. Now, we know how that goes, but I'm keeping an eye on several guys. But you're talking about Dooley Pritchett, Parker Pritchett,
Yes.
Xavier Tiller. Probably going to keep an eye on maybe a Wilson Azir, Bodney Cleveland. I mean,
Yes.
there's some guys that could pop, and I feel like Auburn's need. They've got 6 commitments. I mean, that's low for this time of year. Believe it or not, is it not?
It it is. I mean, I think it's lower than where we anticipated because you got 6 so early. If you're looking at
Yeah.
it from last year's lens, now the calendar's even more sped up than it was last year. So take that for what it's worth. But I think they were sitting a little like maybe at 5 at this point last year.
Okay.
And really, the majority of those commitments came summer months when people start making those decisions in June and July.
So, yeah, I'm thinking of Big Cat last year. What were they going into Big Cat?
Yeah,
And it's 3 months in advance now. They had about the same amount in July as they do now. Last year as they do this year.
correct.
So we'll see. But Hendo, I'm gonna say 2.5, and I say 2.5 because I think it's going to be anywhere from 2 to 3.
That number sounds right. Like it would not surprise me at all to see Xavier Taylor, Dooley Pritchett go ahead and decide, okay, let's get in the boat, let's create some momentum, and Hugh Freeze deciding like that's the card I want to play on this date.
Right.
Create some headlines.
And listen, we know you can always make adjustments to the glass later on.
Yes.
But we'll see, man. But I'm gonna put it at 2.5. I say 2 to 3, Hendo. Jake Wilson wants to know who are the 3 most wanted offensive and defensive recruits. Oh, I forgot somebody on Big Cat. Did I say? I don't think I had Trenton Henderson on there.
You did not. Trenton Henderson was not on there.
Let me get him on there because I think he is one. Who else would you say? I mean, Zion Ely.
Zion Ely for sure.
Would you say Vodney because of his position?
Well, Sadarian Morgan, without question. Vodney, definitely. Jira Edwards is a massive target for the staff.
Absolutely.
The
Braylon Womack.
Yes, Braylon Womack, big time target in this class. Preston Ashley's a big target out the state of Mississippi. Jace Matthews is a big is a big target, 5-star guy.
Jay Lamar.
Jay Lamar, Jacquez Wilkes, massive target. Both of those guys, maybe like from my information, and you know more than I do, but those guys might be complete top end at the board at their respective positions.
For sure. I think those are absolutely on the list. I think offensive line, you're looking at. They love Parker Pritchett, according to Cole. Cole knows more than I do about that, but they love Dooley Pritchett, Wilson Zaire. I mean, I wouldn't say these are most wanted offensive, the top 3. I'm just trying to give some guys at each position.
No, I hear you.
Tight end, we just talked about Prothrow, J.C. Anderson. Just Evan Jacobson is another guy. Xavier Tiller.
Who's the interior offensive lineman out of Virginia? I'm trying to think of his name. He is a massive target for them. God, Cole, you're going to kill me. Yeah, I'm going to get a text from you tomorrow morning saying, God,
I can't believe y'all couldn't remember that guy's name.
Oh, I know. And then I'm going to just text you back. You're killing me, Smalls. You're killing me. Show up for work. No.
Let's see. Let me go to. It's not. He reminds me of Deron Parks in that he's a big. God, what is his name, Cole?
Oh, I know he's got an OV set.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, I'm almost positive he does.
Dominic Harris. No. That's Vegas. Oh, here we go. Interior guy. Darius freaking Gray.
Yes. That is a huge target on the offensive line for Jake Thornton. I mean, really big time target. So if you're an offensive line guy, mark that one down in your book as somebody that's real high end on Jake's book or on Jake's list.
Let's see. Oh, that 27 edge I was telling you about, Antoine Higgins, who's coming in Thursday. He's a top 10 guy. Let's see. In 2027, we'll get to him. But let me just pull it up on here. He's from Cincinnati, Ohio. Top 10 edge in the 2027 class. That's no big deal. Yeah, there you go. He'll be here Thursday.
There you go.
Let's see. Super bad. Best guess on who's the next blue chip to commit on offense and defense? Blue chip. See, I don't know if I consider Xavier Tiller a blue chip.
He's a 4-star.
Okay.
By the industry rankings, he's a 4-star. So he would probably be my guess on offense.
You're good, Zach. Okay, Xavier Tiller. Okay.
Let's go Anthony Davis on defense.
I like that. There you go. Those two right there. Those are the two most likely. Those are probably two of the 5 most likely to commit next, and they're probably the highest ranked.
I was going to say by the industry. Now, I think Davis with on 3 has dropped to a 3-star, but he's still ranked as a 4-star on Rivals 24/7 and ESPN. So
that sounds right.
So his ranking, yeah, there you go, right? But no, they're both considered blue chips by the industry ranking.
There you go. I'll take it. Dr. Malk, what's the buzz level for Big Cat Weekend? It's pretty damn small, but I have high expectations, Doc. I was talking with Christian and them today, Tuesday. It's like, I mean, the basketball, it's a good problem to have. I mean, when your basketball team is, going to the Final Four and NIL has taken over football recruiting so bad that it's almost pointless to put much stock into things that are going on right now.
Right. I mean, I think that's just an ugly truth that we all have to admit, right? NIL is a massive factor in a lot of these recruitments.
Especially the big dogs.
Yes. And timing is a big part of it with some of these deals because you're trying to see, okay, say Florida's in on the same kid as you, right? And where is Florida putting their resources? What are we going to have to do to compete? Because some of these kids have agents that will not necessarily be straight with you on what they're getting for what the offer is from other schools. And I'm not insinuating that, they're deceitful people or anything. They're just doing their job. They're trying to get the best deal they can for their client. But you're having to be realistic in how you evaluate these kids and where you're willing to spend your money and how early you're willing to spend your money and how, it's a lot there to it. And you're right. NIL is a huge piece of it. There are other factors. There are guys that will take less. There's a development piece. There's a relational piece, and the relational piece gets you discounts. Let's not say that it doesn't. But again, you're right, Jeffrey. It's hard to create a lot of buzz right now with how the market is set and how some of these deals are getting done without there just being a massive amount of money being poured out at this point of the year. And what you want to do and don't want to do again is play yourself because you've watched Alabama did it this time last year where they got a couple kids and they ended up flipping out the class. SC, hell, man, they had half their class do it. Juju and multiple others. So you have to be cautious with how you do this. I think Auburn has a very logical approach to it. And I applaud them for having some patience with it. But I think you're going to see some commitments come through, and it'll create some more buzz.
Yeah, that's momentum, buzz, Doc. I think Auburn is in need of it. I don't think it's necessary, but I think it would go a long way in creating some momentum heading into the offseason, heading into the official visit season, and then maybe closing out the summer pretty strong, trying to gain some momentum going into the season and build off of anything you can do positive in the season. Don Lennon AU, if you could add someone not on our recruiting boards now from the state of Alabama, who would it be? If you could add someone not on our recruiting boards from the state of Alabama.
Okay. From the state of Alabama.
Let me pull up the rankings for that. Let me pull up.
Maybe Dylan Puter for me. He's committed presently to LSU.
I hear you. I talked about him today with somebody.
So I think that's one that I would add to the list. A rangy athletic corner. Yeah, he's somebody that would be that we're not necessarily discussing right now a whole lot.
Count me in. That's who I would say too. That's funny that you even mentioned that because I haven't really kept up with him, and was going over the list today with some folks, and his name was brought up. So I would put him on the list. Nobody else really jumps out at me. I don't really know much about these guys, so I'll go with that. Pewter. What's his name?
Pewter.
Perter.
Is it however you say it? I mean, I said pewter, but however you say it, brother, we'll go with that.
Let me show you.
Okay.
It's like Perter. Dylan Perter.
There you go. Perter.
He's a 4-star, top 30 cornerback from freaking Booker T.
Yes, sir.
That's where Marquez and
Joe Phillips.
Joe Phillips. There you go. Joe Phillips. I saw him the other day. God dang.
Yeah, man. He looks good right now, doesn't he?
He's big. Oh, bonus. BBP. Jay Lee, where's the Final Four stash? Man, it takes me 6 months to grow one, big dog.
Oh, yes. Get
I
that
haven't shaved in a couple of weeks, though.
Get that old cookie duster in here.
Speaking of BBP and quality posters, man, got a bunch of how about you? Because we haven't done this in about Alan stash. You'd have a good stash, wouldn't you?
Bro, I looked like Ned Flanders the last time I tried to grow a mustache,
Oh.
man. It was brutal. I think in the office pool, I definitely won most likely to drive a van with no windows that says free candy on the side.
Yeah.
So
come here, little boys. But I got I wasn't here last week, right?
You were not.
Okay. So that's why I've loaded up on my how about you. We've had a fantastic week on the corner as well. Even naming a bunker poster or best poster of the year or something.
Yeah. That thread was entertaining, man. I'm going to be honest with you.
So I'll lead off the how about yous with how about you to baked ram or Baked Ram, whichever one it is, who was voted the corner's best poster by his people.
Yeah.
Now he won the popular vote, but my next how about you goes to AU Mike BK, AU McBK, who I thought would walk away with this competition.
Sure.
He is to me. He must be undervalued by his people,
by his peers. Yes,
peers. Thank you, because without him, none of this is possible. And I made sure he knew that.
So that it was a nice shout out by you, man.
Big. How about you? Both of those guys, man. Good posters. Fantastic. We appreciate everything they do. I'm going to keep it going. How about you to BM Harp? And not because he's harping to get a how about you? He actually earned this one, Alan. He actually earned it. So how about you, BM Harp? Take you a couple of weeks off from riding my ass. Because he actually earned this one. So good. How about you, big dog? How about you to Ronbo Eagle?
That's one of my faves, man. I'm going to be honest with you.
How about you to Jekyll 019? How about you to Auburn Tron? How about you to Kurt Loader?
Yes.
For all you Gen Xers. How about you to Vulcan Tiger? How about you to Albee Freshwater?
Mm-hmm.
How about you to Hang Low 7? How about you to, and this guy's becoming one of my favorite posters, dude. How about you to Ski Tiger?
Yeah, he's a good one.
He is a really good poster. How about you, big dog? I apologize if I haven't. How about you here before? But he has been an above average week and a half. And then my last how about you is more of a God bless him. But how about you to Aces Full? God bless you, big dog. I love Aces Full, but I gave him a hard time. Auburn won the final the Elite Eight, and dude was ready to build a statue for Todd.
Oh,
Best Auburn freshman across the board of any sports, Todd Pettiford. Hey, and he was like, "Hey, man,
I was into the sauce on that one, big dog.
yeah, man, he's still quality, man. He's still high quality poster. Ace is full. We love you, big dog. How about you to you? What you got, Alan?
All right, so I'm gonna go with BBP.
Oh man,
Yeah.
Anytime somebody how about you BBT, I'm gonna make it too.
There you go. Love that dude. TMH 34, one of my favorites on the board.
Me too, big dog. Hey, times two.
Yep. Big Sexy for AU had a really good post today. And I've honestly, I felt like he's been a lot of common sense on the board as of late.
Okay.
So, and then the original Coach Pink for me.
Oh yeah. Times two.
Yep. Coach, have a safe trip home. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Don't need to say anything more than that.
Y'all keep him in your T's and P's, man. He is a warrior.
Yes,
and so is his boy, man. How about you to Cole Pinkston for what he's been doing, man?
No doubt about it.
All right, let's wrap it up there. What?
Speaking of warrior, did you see where Danny Hurley called his SID a warrior today?
for threatening the sport?
Yes.
Oh, you're kidding me.
No, he did not. He was like, that guy's a warrior. And I was like, Danny Hurley, you were literally too dumb to insult, man. Oh, yeah.
You know, and I loved him as a player.
Yes. That's his brother, Bobby. Bobby was the player.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Was he at Duke?
Yes. With Christian Laettner.
Okay. That's who I'm thinking of. Yeah. Who the hell is his brother then?
Bobby's just the run of the litter.
Oh, okay. I loved Bobby Hurley.
Yes.
That's who I thought that was this whole time.
Nah, Bobby Hurley actually coached at Arizona State.
Oh, well, I like him. Who's this other guy?
Danny, his brother.
Yeah, screw that guy. I don't like him. Yeah, I don't like him. God,
well, hey, like, look, and I don't know who the SID is, but to call an SID a warrior, that's no offense, Kirk Sampson. No offense, brother.
Kirk would have never done that.
No.
Kirk would have never done that. All right, we're going to wrap it up there, folks. Y'all be on the lookout this week. We're going to be cranking out the Big Cat stuff. Justin's going to be cranking out the team basketball stuff. Auburn's going to play Florida. What a fantastic matchup. What a fantastic game. The headlines, the backstories on these two programs, these two coaches. Todd Golden coming in at, I think it was 2013, 2014. And I tell you what, the Florida site, the On3 Florida site, had a fantastic article from Todd Golden today or Tuesday. If y'all haven't seen that, I retweeted it on Twitter on Tuesday, but it's a fantastic read from Todd talking about BP, his relationship with Steven, both of those guys, his time at Auburn. And he said, I was sitting on the bench, 8 years ago, and with them. And here we are, 10 years later, both of us are going to the Final Four to be playing each other. And fantastic. So a really good feel-good story for these two programs. Excited to see this game on Saturday.
There you go. 5 o'clock tip.
And I think Big Cat will probably be ending, but I think they're going to keep over some of these bigger dogs. Maybe the guys that are spending the night, they're going to have a watch party for that game.
Smart.
So a lot going on this weekend. Y'all stay tuned to Auburn Live. If you're not a fan or a member of the site, you're not a fan of the site, get off this show. Yeah, if you're not a member of the site, give us a try, man. Right now is a fantastic time to do it. Promo code FRIEND, FRIEND, and get you 50% on annual subscription. And like and subscribe to our YouTube page. That's what the influencers do and say.
Yes, it is. Look at you.
If you like this content, like and subscribe. It's free. Do it. Do it. All right. All right, man. Fantastic week of cornering by everybody. We appreciate everybody listening. We appreciate everybody watching. For Alan Head, for Zach in the back who stayed in the back, I'm Jeffrey Lee, man. Y'all stay in that left lane. See you.